The trial into the murder of Senzo Meyiwa was off to a slow start this morning in the Pretoria High Court. Advocate George Baloyi, who's the state advocate, rose to address the court on a letter received from Magdalene Munsami. That's the lawyer and watching brief for singer Kelly Khumalo. Munsami requested that the court allow her access to the courtroom for her to be present as proceedings unfold. Now, that's after she had been asked to recuse herself when the trial started in April, with Judge Tumelo Madlala saying that is to protect the integrity and the purity of the case. And so she brought a new letter this week in order to ask that the court allow her to at least listen to the proceedings. Now, all the lawyers, both the state and two of the defense lawyers, had opposed to this request, saying that the courts had no reason to allow her access as a watching brief, but also saying that she's not entitled to the transcripts and the dockets that she's requested from the courts. Judge Madlala then said that he would not be giving a new ruling on this matter, and that the initial ruling that he gave in April still stands. And so Magdalene Munsami has been told not to enter into the courtroom, and if she wants to participate or even hear any part of the trial, she can listen with the public as the matter has been broadcast on TV channels. State witness Tumelo Madlala then returned to the witness stand for a continuation of his cross-examination. We saw lawyer for the first four accused, that is Titi Tobani, continuing with his cross-examination, questioning Madlala on the sequence of events and clearly trying to ascertain what time Senzo Meyiwa was killed. Now, in the last part of this trial, when Madlala initially took the witness stand, he'd spoken about a soccer match that was on television at the time. It was a match between Manchester United and Chelsea. Madlala told the court that two intruders entered the home of singer Kelly Khumalo around the time that the match was being broadcast, but could not give the finer details on the exact time or whether it was early or later evening when the intruders entered. Tobani has taken the time to scrutinize a number of Madlala's statements, asking whether or not he had consented or at least signed those statements, and so linking him to some of what was said in the statements. Madlala from time to time has told the court that while he did sign, he wasn't the person deposing of the statements. He hadn't written the statements with his own hand, and so could not really be held accountable for what was said in them. The name of Longo Twala in connection with the murder of Senzo Meyiwa has featured once again in the Pretoria High Court. This time, Tobani has read a part of Madlala's statement to him where he says, I quote, "I did not say that Longo Twala killed Senzo Meyiwa because he did not have a gun," end quote. Now, when asked what prompted him to say this and what question had been posed to him, Madlala has refused to answer this question, saying the police officer who was writing the statement should be asked instead. He returns to the witness stand tomorrow, where Titi Tobani continues with his cross-examination. Thereafter, we hope to see Advocate Zandile Mshololo, who's the legal representative for the fifth accused, begin with her own. Eyewitness News, Pretoria.